Shaq admitted to cheating during his NBA career? Watch the whole video to find out. Believe it or not, it's true. NBA players are not saints. They make mistakes. Sometimes those mistakes can be intentional, either to win a game or lose a game. One way or another, things go that way, and there's no denying it. So today we're looking at 5 NBA players who are caught cheating on live TV. Without further ado, let's jump right in. At number 5, John Collins took performance enhancement drugs. At the start of the 2019-20 season, John Collins surprised Atlanta fans by improving his stat sheet. In almost every category, he was scoring more, rebounding more, and doing everything at a higher percentage, and even playing more minutes than he had during his previous 2 NBA seasons. But things didn't remain that good for that long, because after some games, the Atlanta fans were disappointed, because whatever John Collins was doing was not actually his improvement. It was actually PEDs, which is short for performance enhancement drugs. John was asked to submit a drug test, which he failed, and he got suspended for 25 games after testing positive for a banned substance under the NBA steroids protocols. Collins tested positive for growth hormone-related peptide 2, a growth hormone stimulant that can lead to increased muscle mass. Hawks general manager Travis Schlenk said in a statement, quote, "We are disappointed to learn that John put himself in an unfortunate situation and violated the league's anti-drug policy. We hold ourselves and each of our players to a high standard, and we are committed to supporting John as he learns from the setback and continues to grow as both a player and a person. We believe that he is truly remorseful for his actions, and we will provide John with support on and off the court while we look forward to his return to the team." And on this matter, John Collins himself said, quote, "First, I want to apologize to my teammates, the Hawks organization, our fans, partners, and community as a whole for this situation. I understand the impact this matter has on what we are trying to achieve together this season, and I am incredibly frustrated and disappointed in myself for putting all of us in this position. I've always been incredibly careful about what I put into my body, but I took a supplement which, unbeknownst to me, had been contaminated with an illegal component. I plan to appeal my suspension in arbitration so I can get back on the court as soon as possible and continue to contribute to our 2019-20 campaign." At number 4, Shaq deflated game balls for better grip. Yeah, you heard me right. Shaq was responsible for cheating during a game. However, whatever he did has still not actually been proven to be cheating, but he did try to change the game to his advantage, and that is still technically cheating. Shaq actually used to be a proponent of letting some air out of a game ball in order to gain a competitive advantage. Back in 2015, ESPN.com published a pretty interesting story about the game balls that are used in the NBA, and in the middle of it, they quoted a portion of Shaq talking about deflating balls before games during the debut episode of his new podcast, The Big Podcast with Shaq. Specifically, he said he used to do it so that he could get a better grip on the ball and palm it. In the podcast, he said, quote, "Sometimes in the games during all my championship runs, if a ball was too hard, I'd let the air out. I'd have a needle. A friend of mine would have a needle, and I would get the game ball. I needed that extra grip, but I wasn't doing that for cheating purposes. I just needed the extra grip for my hands so I could palm it better, just like Michael Jordan, the way he used to palm it." Shaq also emphasized that he didn't knowingly break any rules by deflating basketballs. He said, quote, "I am not aware of any letter of the law that says you can't let the air out of a ball. I'm not aware of that. Second of all, it's all about my comfort level. A lot of times if the balls have too much air in them, they're too bouncy. I didn't want them to be bouncy, and I needed that grip." We can't tell if this is a big deal or not, and we imagine that other NBA players did the same thing. But as I said, even though it's not official, it is still interfering with the game. But anyways, that's for the NBA to decide. At number 3, Jason Kidd and the weird drink spilling. It isn't just active NBA players who have been caught cheating on live TV. Sometimes the former NBA players who come back as coaches do too. Jason Kidd was the coach of the former Nets during the 2013-14 season. The team was really not that great, and after a while, Jason Kidd started resorting to some pretty creative tactics to try and help the team win just one game. So, during a close game on Thanksgiving against the Lakers, Kidd realized his team was in trouble, and the Nets were down 2 with under 10 seconds to go, and they were out of timeouts. So what Kidd came up with was as savage as it was illegal. He told one of his players to hit him, and when he did, Kidd purposely spilled his drink all over the floor. Kidd himself admits this wasn't the world's best acting on a show. but it did cause the game to stop for a few moments, and this gave Kidd the chance he needed to draw up a play and show it to the Nets. Sadly, it didn't work, and the Nets ended up losing the game, and on top of that, Kidd was issued a $50,000 fine, unlike players who get in trouble for PED use. However, this only raised Jason Kidd's stature in people's minds. It was just about the coolest thing anybody had ever seen a coach try and do. At number 2, Andrew Bogut and Brandon Jennings, the cheating duo. Brandon Jennings and Andrew Bogut almost pulled off a cheat that we have never seen before. In a 2010 regular season game between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Houston Rockets in Texas, the Bucks duo tried to pull off the free throw switch. During the late third quarter of that game, Bogut was trying to post up and he got fouled. As the Bucks were in the bonus, Bogut was set to shoot 2 free throws. The Bucks were down 9 and they needed every point they could get. But Bogut, being just a 59.4% free throw shooter at the time, wasn't the best choice to get those free throw points. So what did the Bucks do? Well, as everybody was just standing around during the dead ball and not really paying any attention, Jennings, an 81.8% free throw shooter, stepped up to the line while Bogut went in to get ready for the rebound. Nobody, including the refs, noticed anything was wrong as they passed Jennings the ball. The plan seemed to work, and Jennings knocked down the first free throw, but then the Rockets got suspicious and started protesting, notifying the refs of how Bogut was the one who got fouled, and Jennings began to act like he didn't know what was happening, and as the refs removed his point and sent Bogut to the line, and it would just prove to be a reasonable attempt because Bogut missed both of those free throws. It was all smiles though, as they almost fooled everybody in that arena, a funny one-of-a-kind story. And finally, at number 1, Dwight Howard and the Weird Gel. Dwight Howard is a great player, and he's usually not someone you would expect to be on this list. Because come on man, how can Dwight Howard cheat? Well, sometimes people do stuff that they don't know is okay or not, and that was what happened with Howard here. Back in 2016, during an Atlanta versus Houston match, Paul Millsap was given a free throw, and while getting ready for it, he threw the ball away, saying that it was too sticky. Dwight Howard got busted using Stickum on his hands. Stickum is a sticky substance that was famously used by receivers and DBs in the NFL to help them catch or intercept passes. It was banned in 1981, but Jerry Rice admitted to using it all throughout his career and claimed that most of his competitors did too. Similarly, when Dwight's use of the sticky substance was discovered after Paul Millsap felt the residue on the ball, Dwight copped to it immediately. Well guys, that's it for today. Let us know what other interesting cheating moments you guys know about from the NBA in the comments down below. We hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching until the end, and as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.